Isn't that amazing? That was pretty much the shortest break we've ever had. So that was Christian Morales, who's basically the big Intel boss for EMEA. And now we're coming to something completely different, almost. At the end of the day, it also has a lot to do with technology, of course. Very happy to have Julian Trautwein over here. He's the head of communication in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland for Airbnb.
Sascha, thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Seeing you too, thanks.
Yeah, we never met before, and just before we started, the only thing that I told him was, you know what, first of all, we just need to have a casual chat. But you're gonna have a really, really nice interview because I love Airbnb. I do Airbnb for 5 years now, and we're also in an Airbnb apartment here in Charlottenburg, actually just 10 minutes away from the show floor.
Perfect.
And we love it.
You saved my job. That's great. Thanks so much.
Airbnb, tell us a little bit about the concept, even though that I'm pretty sure that everyone knows about it.
Well, you say so. Actually, not everyone knows us yet, and we're hardly working on that. So, Airbnb was founded in 2008 when two of our founders, Brian and Joe, actually faced a very, very known problem that we might all had in our lives at some point. So they actually couldn't pay their rent. They were broke. And there was a design conference coming to San Francisco, and so the hotel prices were rising, and they thought, what about if we just blow up some air beds and put them into our living room? And that's what they did. And they developed a blog overnight, and a week later they hosted the 3 first ever Airbnb guests in their living room at home. And that's where it all started in 2008. And now we're in 190 countries. We have more than 1.5 million listings all around the world, and yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, there's an absolutely amazing success story. Actually, I even the first Airbnb I did in Berlin, I was like 4 or 5 years ago, and the girl that rented it out actually works for Airbnb now.
Oh, actually.
It is a small world.
Yeah,
and I visited your headquarters 10 years ago, 10 weeks ago. No, 10 days ago. Jesus.
How did you like them?
That was amazing. That was amazing. Pretty much one of the coolest office space I've ever seen.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job in keeping us employees happy in our headquarters. Yeah, glad you liked it.
Here's something really interesting about the offices is they actually have meeting rooms that have the theme of an Airbnb listing. So, I don't know, there's one called Washington or so, right? And there's an apartment that looks exactly the same somewhere in Washington, and they created the meeting room out of it. I thought it was amazing.
That's true. There's also an Airstream van in the office. There's a yurt, and we actually have very, very themed meeting rooms. So I really enjoy being in the headquarters, and we try to really, if we do and have meetings, we always try to think about our community and our hosts, and this really helps to inspire you and be creative. Yeah.
So you're in how many countries right now? I think you just mentioned it before, right?
So we're in more than 190 countries, 34,000 cities. We have more than 1.5 million listings now. So we're basically all around the world. I think we're not in North Korea yet. But at some point, if
you're working on it.
Up, we're working on it. Yeah.
You know what? I remember when you're quite new. I live in Taiwan, and you're quite new to the Taiwanese market. So, but it really kicked off about 2 years ago. And now, whenever someone is visiting us, and they're asking me about a whole, I say, get a nice apartment. Get a nice Airbnb apartment, right? Get to know some Taiwanese, some locals, and you just enjoy it. And I think that is the beauty of Airbnb, because at the end of the day, a hotel is a hotel is a hotel.
Well, I do agree with you that Airbnb tries to create a world where everyone can belong anywhere and everyone can feel at home wherever they are and no matter where they are. So if you travel with Airbnb and meet an Airbnb host, and if you stay at someone's home, you immediately get the feeling of how it's like to live in the city.
Yeah.
You don't really feel like a tourist. You feel really more authentic. So if you're in Paris, you feel like a Parisian. And I think this is something that really is on the core of what Airbnb provides. And we have a community of hosts that are just exceptional and do a lot for their guests. So this is really what people look for when they book with Airbnb.
Yeah. How did you start at Airbnb? Was it like something that you applied for? Was it just... You just bumped into them?
Kind of. So I started at Airbnb 1.5 years ago. I was working with tech brands before. And actually, it's like Airbnb was always a brand that I really loved. And if you have a brand and that you actually use, and in the space of work that I do in communications, I'm always looking for something that is what can be the next big thing. And Airbnb for me was like the company that really had everything that interested me. And it's just great to work on travel. Like travel is something that everyone in the world loves. Like there's nothing better than traveling and making new experiences around the world and being able to help people get to know this. It's just a fantastic job.
Yeah. I think I did like 40 or 50 Airbnbs so far. I'm only renting them, right? Because I'm constantly traveling.
You should start hosting. It's a great experience.
You know what? And actually, I think I would have a nice location right next to the jungle in the T Mountains, so that there wouldn't be. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that with my landlord. Taiwan is a little bit different.
You should get a permit for that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But anyways, I did like 40 or 50, and I've been in such amazing places. We've had nice lofts or Victorian houses in San Francisco, right? And I mean, you can even rent out houseboats and I think almost like little islands, right?
Right. There's so I think that's one of the beauty of Airbnb, that we have a lot of very exceptional homes. So we have villas, we have yurts, earth caves, airplanes. You can stay in tree houses, houseboats, villas. So there's like very exceptional homes that you can book and find on the site. And this is something that is really amazing. Like it opens up traveling for a lot of people. So I really love Airbnb because it enables a lot of people to travel that could not travel before. Just if you look at families, for instance, a family with 3-4 kids, they can now stay in one home. They don't need like separate hotel rooms. They can just be in one space. They have a kitchen, so they don't have to always go into restaurants. And if the kids mess up, they also have a washing machine to wash some clothes. So it's very convenient, and price value is just very great if you travel with families.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it would be more of a rhetorical question if I'm asking you how important technology is for you and for Airbnb.
Yeah. So I think for us, we're a hospitality brand, but we're also a tech company.
Yeah.
We're based in San Francisco. Our founders are very deeply connected into the whole tech scene. And for us, the technology is at the core of our product. If the technology and the platform wouldn't provide such an extraordinary service to our customers, the whole experience wouldn't work. If you think about it, there's two parts of Airbnb. One part is the basis, the foundation. That's what we do, the platform that enables the guest and the host to get together. Yeah. But the real experience happens offline. So it happens every time when a host opens the door to a new guest and they shake their hands. That's the magical experience, and we just need and use the technology to make sure that everything works smoothly. Transactions on the side, that the check-in works, that the communication works, and it's actually quite a challenge if you're in 190 countries, and with the amount of listings that we have, that everything runs run smoothly. So we're always trying to perfect the product.
So basically, you are the biggest hotel chain without owning a single hotel. Is it fair to say?
I would not say that because we're not a hotel and our hosts are not hoteliers. So we're a platform that enables people to share their home with people from all around the world, and have guests from all around the world at their home. Yes, we do have more than 1.5 million listings, but it's a very different experience than staying in a hotel. And we don't see it ourselves as competition to the hotel market. We just see that we all belong to the travel industry, and I think if you travel to a hotel, it's just a different experience than traveling with Airbnb, and I think there's enough room for all of us.
Yeah. But what is the next challenge? Well, okay, you mentioned already North Korea. That's gonna be a tough one.
That's a tough cookie, probably. Yes.
In general, can you give us a little idea about the popularity of Airbnb for the different markets? When you take a look at the Northern American market, when you take a look at the European market, what are the shares in terms of your overall revenue or in terms of your overall bookings?
So in terms of awareness, we're an American company, so our awareness level in the US is still quite high.
Yeah.
But overall, we're still not a very known brand. So we're really working on increasing awareness and explaining the concept of Airbnb. In terms of business, more than 50% of our business is in Europe.
Interesting.
So, and more than 50% of our listings are in Europe as well. So Europe is a very, very important travel market. And Germany is one of the most important markets for us around the world because the Germans just love traveling and we want them to love traveling with Airbnb. But what's next for us is we're looking a lot into Asia and how to expand in Asia. And we're also looking on what's next for the product itself. So there's a lot of things happening at the moment. It's very exciting times to be with the company. And yeah, looking forward to the next years, definitely.
So if you never checked out Airbnb, all of you guys, you have to go to airbnb.com. And you know what? Just browse around, just search through the site, and also take a look at some of their signature listings. It gives you an idea of why they're not a hotel chain, but they are enablers for hosts and guests and connectors. They are matchmakers. A matchmaker for vacations, for holidays, for the best time of the year, but also maybe also for business persons. And so it's quite interesting, and there's a reason why I'm addicted to Airbnb. Not addicted, or just in a way of...
You can say that you're addicted.
Okay,
it's okay.
Okay, I think that wording works for him.